Hi everyone, this is Pratyush, founder of Proxlight, and welcome to a new tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be creating a very basic Apple Arcade card inside the Figma. So we will be trying to redesign it and in our own way, and we will giving some touch to it so that it looks more beautiful. So I was really inspired by the design and I think how to create it of our own. So let's just dive right into the Figma and let's start creating it. So here I am inside my Figma and I have created a very basic design, and I have some assets over here which I will be using in this tutorial. And what we can do now here is we can create a frame by clicking over on here and then drag and drop it somewhat like this, and we can just set it width to like 400 and I will be setting its height to around 500. Alright, that looks quite great, and this is the frame. So this is the card, so let's rename it to like card. Looks great. Now we can add certain things. So first of all, first thing we need is just make that corner a bit round because it's quite sharp over here. So I'll be changing its corner radius to like 30, which will be great for us. Alright, the first step is to drag and drop these image over to here. So you can get the assets from the description down below. I will put the link in the description, and you can also check out our store for downloading these assets pack. Now you can copy it over here and just drag it over here. Alright, that looks great and fine even though. So we have added the image of a Pac-Man, and we will be trying to create a very basic kind of card. So we need these images first. So yeah, that looks cool. Now we need to create another rectangle over here. So click on over here and click on rectangle, or even though you can press R on your keyboard to get that rectangle over here. Now just create a rectangle. Let's change the height to around 227. Alright, let's change the corner radius to around 30 again because I want to match the corner radius of both of these card and the UI that you have seen over here. Alright, the next step that comes into play is we need to just add the blurriness to it so that make it look like a frosted glass effect. So I have already created tutorials on how to create frosted glass effect using CSS and things like that, but today we will be using another technique to create this effect inside Figma. Let me show you. So just create this and go over to fill, then change the color. For example, we want a nice looking sky color or blue color. Now go over to effects and change it to like, I would say go to background blur and then change its value to all around 270. So you can boost up the value. Now go over to the fill. Here is the magic happens. Now make sure that the layer should be passed through, and then go over to this icon and change the blend mode to soft light. And boom, here you got a very basic kind of a frosted glass effect inside Figma. That is very easy, and even though you can use this technique to create very basic UI also. So I like this technique. Now the next step is we need to import another image. This is the full screen image that we will be adding. So you can just copy it over here and then just paste it. I would say I will just keep it above some values like this. Alright, that looks great. Let's bring it below the rectangle so that we can get another effect over here, and this looks quite cool, man. We can adjust it, so you can adjust it by your own, somewhat like this. Yeah, so this is the very basic card design, and this is the base of the card. Now you can add your text and buttons, so it is pretty much easy. We have this text over here from, I have the Apple official logo from Arcade, and even though Pac-Man casual gaming series, so you can just copy this text also. So yeah, you can write this text. So the font is very simple. We are using Inter for the font, and it is available on all the editions. You are using offline or online edition of the Figma, so it's quite simple. And now yeah, this looks great. Now let's resize this one to the center. Alright, so everything looks good. Now we can add a vector over here, this arrow vector. You can get this from any icon, or even though you can create it of your own using the rectangle tool. So I don't want to show you how to create these particular vectors, so I have already created it for the tutorial purpose, so that it would be easy for me to follow up the tutorial and show you the main stuff which we are going to be creating in this particular tutorial. Alright, so it's done. Now you can add a button over here. So for button, just click on the rectangle tool again and create a button. This might looks good, so let's change its value. I would say rather than 20, I would say 5 should be, 5 should be great for instance. And I will be changing the fill color to all around to white, and also you can set the stroke even though. So you can change its value over here, and now you can add a text. It is purely optional to create this button, but if you create a button, it looks quite good. Alright, so you can add this text over here. I would say let's decrease the value, the thickness of this particular rectangle, and let's end up the stroke. Alright, now it looks quite good, quite beautiful. This looks super cool. So this is how you can create an arcade card inspired from the Apple Store. Now I hope this tutorial was quite helpful for you, and if it was helpful then consider subscribing, hit that like button below. I will meet you in another tutorial. Until then, keep coding.